2007 was when this movie was originally announced. 2007. But last night, got a chance to see it. 28 years later, Danny Boyle is back with some crazy filmmaking, some great writing, and some amazing acting. So, we're going to talk about it. Just settle in, grab your drink, let's do it. Cheers.
We are the DFPN. Always question the answers.
So, first off, welcome to Nightmares and Nerdscapes, another episode of CJ Reviews. I'm CJ. Today we're going to be talking about 28 Years Later, which is a movie that I've been waiting a very, 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 very long time for. I think anybody who knows me knows that I'm a big fan of monster archetypes, right? I love vampires, love werewolves, love zombies, right? Those are my top three, not necessarily in that order. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland, back in the early 2000s when they did 28 Days Later as kind of a renegade, low-budget horror film, and then 28 Weeks Later, which had a much larger budget, and was kind of, it was well received, but it was kind of shit on by some of the traditionalist fans, have finally come back. 18 years later? Is that right? Math? We don't math good. With 28 years later, and I want to start just by going down the pedigree that this film has. Right? Obviously, everybody knows it was directed by Danny Boyle. Right? I mean, he's known for 28 Days Later. What people might not realize, folks of the newer generation that are just coming into horror, is this guy also directed 127 Hours, which was an amazing film, and Slumdog Millionaire. This film was written by Alex Garland, who is one of my favorite writers of this generation, and one of my favorite directors as well. He did Ex Machina, which was a great film starring Oscar Isaac. He did Annihilation, which also had Oscar Isaac and Natalie Portman, which was an adaptation of Jeff Vandermeer's first book in the Area X, or is it the Area X or the Southern Reach novels, which was terrifying and heartbreaking and just, I mean, and if you haven't seen Annihilation, watch Annihilation. I might go down a Danny Boyle, Alex Garland rabbit hole. Probably more Alex Garland than Danny Boyle, just because he tends to play more in the horror genre. But coming back through with this film, they absolutely killed it. I mean, Jodie Comer here plays the mom, the main character. Aaron Taylor Johnson plays the dad, who, coming off of the shit show that was Craven the Hunter, really, really stepped it up for this. And Ralph Fiennes, not Voldemort, but instead the evil German from Schindler's List. I believe he was in The English Patient as well. A few other really, really good actor. Plays a doctor in this film. Just, holy shit, there have been 3 movies this year that really tested me emotionally. The first was Lee Whannell's The Wolfman, which was, I've got a review on that. I thought it was an outstanding film, which kind of went in the face of what a lot of other folks on the internet were saying. The second was Sinners, which was an absolute roller coaster, and I'm leery to say that I enjoyed 28 Years Later as much as I did Sinners, but I will say that it is damn close. 28 years later, it has a very British bent to it. You can see it, you can feel it, like it bleeds Britain, much in the same way that that Sinners just breathed Southern black culture. 28 years later has that feel, it has those sensibilities. Um, the filmmaking in this is very guerrilla, considering how large of scope it feels, right? Danny Boyle is very well known for taking chances with how he shoots films. This one was shot with a lot of iPhones. I believe there's a quote of his somewhere that says an iPhone can shoot in 4K just as good as anything else. And based on this film, I think he's absolutely right. This is a beautiful film to watch. Um, it is deceptively bright and deceptively beautiful, um, as you're following the story of just survival and heartbreak in one of the darkest potential futures that society could see. Right. So for folks that aren't aware of the entire storyline, um, basically a virus took off, wiped out uh, most of the United Kingdom, made its way to Paris in the second film. And then for this one focuses primarily on the United Kingdom and gives hints to the outside world. But the story itself is very small in scale, even though it's massive in scope. And what I mean by that is that you essentially see the journey of a family. They live in a small village. Everybody has their roles to play. Kids are still going to school. They've got, I think, 9 different jobs listed out on the wall that the kids could kind of aspire to. And the boy here, who he doesn't get billing on this, which I think is a crime. Um, but damn it, where is he on here? He's way down the list on the on IMDb, which is that's fucked up to put it blandly. But Alfie Williams plays Spike, who is the primary protagonist in this film. His father is Aaron Taylor Johnson. His mom, played by Jodie Comer, is Isla. And you're following this family. The mom's sick. The father is a hunter-scavenger type for the village, and he takes the boy outside of the walls to for his first trip out to get his first kills, as it were. And then the story progresses from there. And I don't want to give you too much. I went into this film fairly blind. I watched the first 2. I absolutely loved the first 2. I was cautiously optimistic about this one until the first trailer hit. When the first trailer hit, and I heard, or it had the visuals going, but it had the poem going from, I believe, a march into, I'm not sure if it's Australia or India. Let me see. Boots. It's a Rudyard Kipling poem from 1915. Um, and it follows the march of British infantry soldiers during the Second Boer War, which I need to look into that more because it's a haunting poem.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20 miles today, 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before. Boost, boost, boost.
But it's this trudge, right? This mental breakdown of the soldiers as they go through the motions of this war, and that sums up this film in a way that I don't think any recap could ever do. It's just absolutely haunting. Um, but overall, this is a stellar film. It is absolutely amazing. Um, I don't think it's a film that's going to be for everyone because this is a slow burn. but it's not a slow burn in the same as like a Walking Dead, right? Where the zombies are just props and you're watching these people argue amongst themselves and all this shit, right? That this isn't that. This is still the hero's journey, but it's done. It's done in the setting of an apocalypse. But this, more than any film this year, outside of Sinners, had me sitting on the edge of my seat, had me laughing. There is a scene that kind of bridges the. No, it's the climax of the film, I'll say, had me crying in the theater. It was immense, just intensely emotional. And I'm not one that does that easily. Um, but it tore me up. And Ralph Fiennes' role in this as I mean, if you've watched anything more than the first trailer, you've seen him. He plays Dr. Kelson in this. His role in this is insanely good, and I hope that they bring him back for either the 2 or 3 movies that they're doing next. They've announced that next year, 28 years later, The Bone Temple, I believe it's called, should be coming out. And originally they had announced 28 years later as being the first film in a new trilogy. Um, there hasn't been a whole lot of talk about that third film now. So it's possible that the one we get next year could be the last one. But, I mean, Ralph Fiennes in this movie is just... He steals the show. Him and Alpheus Spike steal the show here. Now, Jodie Comer should not be overlooked. Um, her role as the sick mother in this movie had to have been exceedingly difficult to play, and she absolutely nails it. Her character is erratic, goes through various emotions, um, various states of mind, uh, different stages of activity and inactivity, but she does an absolutely amazing job with it. And honestly, going into this, I wasn't sure just how good she would be. And leaving the theater, I don't know of anyone else that could have played that role. Um, she was remarkable. And any sour taste that was left in your mouth by Craven for Aaron Taylor Johnson, you can forget that now. He fully, the man is a good actor. He is. When he's given material that is worth him putting his time into, he will absolutely kill it. And this is that film. I'm trying to be very careful about not giving away too much because the trailers are really good at giving you just enough to make you want to get in, but not so much that they're giving anything away. So don't avoid them. Don't fall into that trap of thinking that because you've seen the trailers that you've seen all the movie. You have not. You have not. This is not a Blumhouse film. They did not give away the third act. They didn't give away the second act. They didn't give away the first act. They just gave you enough to know that, hey, you're going to be following these characters through some shit and there's zombies. And that's all you need to know going into this. And there's a giant pile of bones. And that giant pile of bones will hurt you in ways that you would never expect. But, yeah, I mean, in short, I mean, grading this on a scale of let's say 1 to 5, this is an easy 4.5. I'm going to go back and watch the first 2 films here over the course of the next couple days and kind of refresh my memory there to see if there were any Easter eggs or anything that I didn't pick up on, which may push this movie higher. There's no way it's going to drop it lower. It's not going to happen. Now, for those that are not into zombie films or want to play the whole, it's a rage virus, they're not actually zombies, shut up. Nobody wants to hear that shit, right? The original zombies weren't dead either. They were just dead-like. So, get over yourself. Go see the movie. They're zombies. They're sick. They may as well be dead. They're mindless. That was a complete tangent, and I apologize for being so aggressive about it. But that's my thoughts there. But yeah, go check this out. My wife enjoyed it as well. Mrs. could take her leave horror. She enjoyed it. She went in completely blind, knew nothing about it, and enjoyed her time with it. Came out asking questions, which is a sign that she was very into it, which made me very happy. But yeah, go check this out. Yeah, I can't say much else in a spoiler-free review. So I think for this one, I am actually going to do my first full spoiler review, which will be available over on the DFPN Patreon. So head over to thedfpn.com here over the next couple days, and you should be able to check that out, along with a bunch of other stuff. One Saturday a month, we run a tabletop RPG called Nox Aeterna, run by EJ from Eat the Cake Anime. The No Gimmicks podcast is doing a watch along, an introduction to wrestling, so to speak, with Jen, one of the hosts of Cutting Edge Hero. And then, of course, you got USDN, Eat the Cake Anime, No Gimmicks, The Smoke Pit, all the other shows with DFPN you can find over there on the website. Or hit us up on Facebook. Go check us out. We have Nightmares and Nerdscapes has a fan group now, so you can jump in and join the conversation. It's called in ampersand in fan group, because I am anything but creative. So I went boring with it, but check us out over there. But yeah, we'll catch you guys on the spoiler review. But as always, going forward, I will still be doing spoiler-free reviews here on YouTube, absolutely free for everybody. Again, I did not start this to make money. I started this because I enjoy talking about damn horror movies, and frankly, I needed a hobby or I was going to lose my mind. So here it is. But yeah, until next time, grab a coworker, grab a friend, grab a significant other or a kid, and go sit in a dark theater with a bunch of strangers and enjoy some shit. This one is a good one to do it with. Our theater was packed and people were laughing, crying, gasping. It was a good time. So get out of your house, get away from your computer, go see a movie. Until next time, I am CJ. This has been Nightmares and Nerdscapes. Cheers.